Hello everybody, and welcome back to some SkyT. How you guys doing today? I hope you are doing well. I am, at least so far. I'm hoping that this goes better than last video did. So, anyway, speaking of last video, we got to, Wither Killing, Pink Slimish, our next machine frame, and we got, went to the Bumble Zone. Today we're going to work towards bees yet again. Bees are going, like I said, we're going to be our main source of getting through stuff. So I want to get to the point where we are making hives, and I can start going and collecting bees, and more bees. As I've said, I think I've said before, to get the bees in this pack, we can't just place a it's not like all the mods was where we just placed a thing down and then we've actually got to go to the different biomes and all that stuff in order to be able to do this. So we've got our angel ring, we've just got to make a nature's compass, but before we can do all that, we got to get into the beehives. We want to be able to do this, and that's why we went to the Bumble Zone. We've got our beehives, beeswax, we've got some honey crystal shards, we've got honeycombs, we've got the porous blocks, and then I realized we've got to get rosin. And that is where we are at today, is we want to make rosin. So to do this, we're going to need to make us a fractioning steel. We're going to need to get resin, and to get resin, we're going to need arboreal extractors, and we're going to need some naturally grown trees. And it looks like spruce gives us more than everything else does. So my next question is do we have any spruce? We do not, but we do have emeralds. In order to come over here to the guy that's no longer here and get us a couple of spruce trees, which is all we need, really. That's it. Fish. We'll talk about fish later. I was looking at I was looking through the book, and like prismarine bee, you can get by fishing in an ocean biome. So while I was in between doing some stuff, I went fishing in my little hole here, and yeah, we're going to try some other stuff. But anyways, all right. So we need we need this guy here. We're going to need to make some arboreal extractors. We're going to do the same kind of setup that we've got here. We're going to make 8 of these guys, set them up in the 2x2 area, and place these guys down. So, let's get that going. Alright, so we got this going. I've got it speeding up so we can get what we need to do this. Because it is a rather slow process. We don't have any... I don't know what... I got to figure out what augments we can use in this thing. But we have fertilizer that we can use to produce production, but it needs phytogrow, and I don't know of any other fertilizer we've got that we can put in there. Can't do none of that, but that's compost. So we've got the phytogrow, and it's going to require niter, and I don't have much niter right now. Or any niter right now. So yeah, that's I know I've got some, but I don't know how much I got, and it's not very much. So, and then straight bone meal, just as far as I know, doesn't work. Let's speedy this up to kind of get through the process. Oh, it does work. So we can use just straight bone meal for this. So let's go ahead and load. I don't even need to grab out of there. I'm going to get this set up to where we've got some bone meal going into all of these. And then I will be right back. Alright, so we are back. It's been just a little bit. I had a family dinner last night, so was not able to finish the video, but we have run, matter of fact, this thing run long enough it backed up. I forgot to add some upgrades to our storage drawer here. So everything's backed up, but we've got what we need now in order to make our final bits for our beehives. We got a couple quests. One, I made we had one extra of the nether stars. I made the wand. That's what we used to build this guy out. I've got it. It's right here now. And then also, I cleaned out our mob farm and got some obsidian leggings out of it. So yeah, we've got that. So, but now we are ready to get into our beehive. This guy here. The only thing I think we're missing right this moment is simple machine frames. I don't think we've got any made up just yet. I've got one, so we can at least make one for the moment. What are we missing? Oh, I know what we're missing. We need, in here, this guy here, we need those out, those out, those out, that out, and all that inside of here, and that should give us now what we need to make our advanced beehive. Beautiful. Quest complete. That's going to give us a second advanced beehive, and that actually unlocked our bee progression page. Beautiful. We're ready to go with that. So now comes the part. Well, we still got some other stuff we need to do. We need to make the expansion box. I've got to make another simple machine frame. Do I have a few more of these guys here, and I need iron. Let's see if I have any gold gears. I do have some gold gears. Iron, and we've got netherrack. Beautiful. Now we can make the expansion box that we need for this. This guy goes in here, I do believe. No, not that. So one of those, two of those, two of those, two of those, and one of those. And there we go. There is our second machine frame. And there is us a expansion box for this. Now, let's grab these. So the beehive by itself will hold 3. We can put an expansion box on top of it, and now it will hold 5. So this is what we are going to be using. That's actually not too bad to do. So now that we've got that, we can move on. We need to make our honey treats, and this is the last part of this we're probably going to wind up doing. The treats need a honey block, or it needs pollen puff. Pollen puff we can get with using a sponge, or clicking an unpollinated, or clicking, if I'm with my pile of pollen, or unpollinating a bee by right clicking it with a wet sponge. That's probably just way too much stuff to do. So what we are going to do is we're going to work on making our honey bottles, and these guys can be made with a bucket of honey. That's not the right honey. That's create honey. Use our honeycomb here inside of a centrifugal separator. That will give us the honey that we need to do this. So we need a centrifugal separator. This shouldn't be too bad for us to make. I don't think we've got any Constantan. No. So I need to make a few things. We should have what we need for that guy. We've got 10. We need a compass. We've got plenty of those. And then the last thing we need is Constantan, which is just copper and nickel. And we can come over here and throw them in our induction smelter. And then make the gears. Alright, so everything should now be made. Don't know why it doesn't like putting compasses and maps and everything else in there. We'll just throw this guy right here for now. That is getting that, and we can throw these in here, and that is going to get us our honey. We can go ahead and get all the above, fill that up, and we can make us a one of those things. Fluid drawer. That guy goes there. We want auto output enabled. Oh no, we don't want to do that because that is not going to help us. Because if we get, I don't have any in here, but I have plenty in here. Yeah, that doesn't allow us to pull anything out of it, so that doesn't help. We need a different tank. Let's go ahead and make one of these guys. That will not go in there. We're going to have to pipe that out. So let me get this stuff out of here. Is that not going to? It is still going. And now with that, I should be able to why is it not? Okay. Now I'm confused. Alright, so it won't let us pull out with the glass bottles, but it will let us pull out with a bucket, which we don't have enough in it right now. We just need to let this thing go. We can make us a one of these guys. What are we missing? Oh, the glass. That should speedy that up just a little bit. And we can do that with that, and there we go. We've got that. Now, to make our treats, right there. That's the one I was looking for. I couldn't even remember which one it was that I was looking for. So honeycombs, we've got 4 of those, 8 of those. Something happened. that. Yeah, we just lost all of those. We got one treat from it. Yeah, that makes me not very happy. Alright, so we did get our treats. That's going to give us 4 more. And from there, we can make upgrades. We need to make some nests. The nest based on what bees we get and where we need to get. So if we look in our book, solitary bees, these are the bees that we need to look for. So let's say ashy mining bee. It doesn't show anything about it. So let's see here. Ashy. This bee is solitary, can be found living alone in nests around the world. Look up the recipe for this bee to see which nest that it spawns in. Spawns in any of these, but it doesn't show that it needs any specific biome. So let's make us a nest and see what we can get. We've got a few. That's not what I wanted. We've got one sturdy bee cage. So let's make us a oak nest. Doesn't really matter. We need a wooden sword. Let's do that. And then let's get us a piece of oak and a oak nest. And we'll place it anywhere back here. We give it a treat. And if we use our time in a bottle on this, it'll speedy it up. And we got us a bee. We got us a green carpenter bee. Beautiful. That's one of many that we're going to need. Didn't grab another steady bee cage. We got another one of those. I'm not worried about those. Buddy, you can go. Because those guys here, we need them for breeding, but it looks like that's really all they're good for. That gives us a yellow carpenter bee, blue banded bee. So we need a few more of these. I need to make some more of the cages here. These guys really aren't that bad to make. It's just some planks and some more honey bottles. The honey bottles are where I am at right now, trying to get everything squared away. Because right now we are out of the small honeycombs. All we have are the big honeycombs. And with these guys, it doesn't do us a whole lot other than we need to make the unpacking die in order to get them broke down. So I'm going to do some work, see if we can't get some more bees to spawn here at the house, and I will be back. Alright, we've got another bee. We got our green carpenter bee, and we have our yellow carpenter bee. So we are looking for one more bee out of this. And it's not him. All right, come on. It's not him. Let's see here. This guy, he spawns in the let's see. Recipe, bee spawning. It's the blue banded bee. Alright, let's see if we can get him. Alright, I got him. His by himself is actually the only thing that will spawn from an acacia nest. So there we go. We've got that guy. We do need to complete a couple of quests here that gives us a bumblebee's nest, some more bee cages, a steady bee cage. That's actually what we found in the world. So we've got the bumblebee. I don't know if we need him for anything. So bumblebee, it really doesn't. Oh, he's the one that we can fly around on. So yeah, we don't necessarily need him right now. So I'm going to start making different nests. We're going to need a bunch of oak swords. We need we've got sugarcane. We've got that. This guy actually, I think, has to be placed next to water. Mod bees, professional bees, hive bees. That's not what we want. Wild bees. Nest. It really doesn't say. So we do need a splotch of dirt. Where it goes, right there. And yeah, it's going to need some water around it. So let us get that, and like I said, I'm going to spend some time trying to get some of the bees that we can at least get started with some of the bee breeding. And it's going to be, some of this is going to be a bit of a pain to do. That should now work. Give it a treat. There we go. But other than that, as far as starting with the bees, that's pretty much it. Outside of that, if we look at our carpenter bees, we've got to breed them inside of the breeding chamber in order to do that. And as far as getting any further into them, there's that. Our bee book, we've got coal bee, which is blazing bee, which we get from the glowing bee, and a chocolate mining bee. The chocolate mining bee is one of them that we find. The glowing bee is found in the nether, which I think we can make a netherrack one and go fetch. So yeah, I'm gonna spend some time. Let's see what we can get. Alright, well, we got to our first spot of actually needing to go out into the world. We are working on the gravel nest, and it needs to be inside of, let's see here, gravel nest needs to be placed in a river or a beach biome, and we're about 300-400 blocks away from spawn, because we're in a ocean biome. So yeah, wasn't too hard to do this one. So now, just a matter of waiting. Alright, so I have been at this for a while now. We have gotten, that doesn't even matter. We've gotten all of our bees here. We have gone out. I had to go to this was the cold biome that we went to. I went to a second cold biome here that didn't work. We had to come way out here for a swamp biome. And I had to go up here for another cold biome to actually get it to work. But we have got, and then I went to the nether. So we have gotten every bee that we can get from nest outside of our 2 ender bees, or to the end bees. So we need end stone nest and we need obsidian nest, and we could probably do this right quick. Go to the end, take off. While we're doing it, we might as well, because I would really like to start getting into the bee breeding. All right, so to get to the end, we need a cake, and then we need some resin and ender. Yeah, that's going to take a minute. Let's speed that up just a little bit. So I have used almost 10 hours of time in here in order to do all the bee stuff that I did. But there is our end cake. That quest is now complete. We can place this down right here. Work for now. And we need to get, we're going to need to make an end stone nest, so I'm going to need an iron sword, and we're going to need the obsidian nest, which we can actually do before we go. There we go. We can just get a piece of end stone. We can just fly off the side of this, and we can just do what we need to do. So let's do this. So the end dragon, let's get away from him. Let's go out here, find us an island that we don't have to deal with. So our XP flying around, I have all the flying around that I've done. We've run probably 6,000 blocks, and we've used maybe 2 XP. So it is not that bad to have to deal with. So I'm glad we went with this instead of going with the power one. So, but right now I'm trying to get to an end island. There's end islands. So a couple things that I want to get while I'm here. What is that? That's malachite. I'm not necessarily worried about that. That is chorus roots. I'm not sure exactly what that is. That is lovely to see. Draconium ore. We don't even have to get... That is the ender bee. That's what this guy here is for, I do believe. No, that's the draconic bee. The end stone nest is where we get the ender bee. So we've got that squared away. While we're here, let's get us some chorus stuff. I do need silk touch. To grab a couple flowers. Beautiful. That'll get us everything that we need. And I have no idea what that is. And now I've got Endermen that are mad. No idea what that stuff is. Anyways, we are looking for we need a piece of end stone. We need us our iron sword and this guy. So basically you just find what you need, or what biome or wherever you need to be, give it a treat. And then I've been smacking it with our time in a bottle to speed the process up a little bit. And once it spawns, we just snatch him up and we can head home. That was not the bee that I needed. That's an ender bee. That's an ender bee. I did that. Yep, I should have paid attention. So now we've got 2 ender bees, which aren't necessarily a bad thing. We're going to need some of those. At least I still have a treat left, because then we'd have to go back home, because we don't work out here. Come on. There we go. We got our draconic bee. We can't use him for anything other than breeding for right now, because we got to get the dragon egg for that. And now we can just shoot home, and we got what we needed. So I'm looking through the bees here. We've got the hive bees, which these are all pretty much bees that we have to breed, except for the prismarine bee. That is obtained by fishing. I don't know. We'll have to look and see if he's got any uses. The skeletal bee, we just will have to make a dark hive, which I think this, I don't have a hive in there. That's an advanced beehive. Do I have a... I have just a regular beehive. We'll throw, if I hit that, that is not dark in there. But we should have tinted. I don't know if I've got... I think I've got amethyst shards. Uses, tinted. And now it's dark in there, and we can see about getting our skeletal bee and our zombie, everything else I do believe we have got, and we can get started breeding. So that's kind of where we're going to leave this at. Got a few quests. One, for N-Cake. We've got just a bit of crafting to do, and we can finish off our first chapter. 2, better storage. We have, what do we have here? Oh, we made the basic fluid tank. That is complete. Miscellaneous, we got our nature's compass. And thermal, we made... Oh, I had to make... That's the other thing that I didn't talk about. To get the snow nest, you need a block of snow. And you need snowballs to do that. And they can be made inside of the blast chiller. It's not really that hard. Just needed a little bit of Invar. Everything else we had. And then this guy here is just bronze and a magma cream, which we've got slime, we've got blaze powder. That's pretty much it. And that's kind of where we're going to be at. So with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.